libertine. Play for free at World.
Well, hello there, my friends. This is Admiral Revan here, and welcome. So, my friends, today we are talking about the upcoming changes to this game. So, talking about hot topics like 10.5 discussion, new game visual changes finally happening, which is I'm really glad to see and hear about it. Also, Convoy Mode, Super Battleships Round 2, and more. So, I welcome you to this video, and I do appreciate everyone's support for what they have done, and we will discuss this in more depth about what's going on. So, my friends, we have come down to a great video update for you about 10.5, talking about balance changes. Well, some great news has finally arrived. The Flint, and the big hot topic about it being an Atlanta class American cruiser that has been on the table for a long time, is now finally getting an update. Finally, the gun range has been updated to 12.4 kilometers, and it is just in line with the Atlanta, but it is a good positive change because it never made sense about why the Flint was gun range is less than the Atlanta if the Atlanta and the Flint are both same class warships. So I want to say a big thank you to Wargaming for doing that, and also the Cristoforo Colombo gun range has been remaining the same, but the reload time has been reduced to 37 seconds instead of 38. Also, the turning time for the guns is reduced to 38.3 seconds. And the Hugo, on the other hand, I mean, like for a Japanese battleship, for the main batteries has been increased by 1 second. But just understand that anything you see now on this video or on the blog, the World of Warships page, are always going to subject to change. So I want to say a big thank you to Warships for what they've done so far. So great job, guys, great job. So well done. But anyways, here's something cool coming up. This is the new authorization system on the test servers. As you can see, that this is a little bit changed for the better for the game itself, because you can now access the PTS using your main in-game accounts, and this is actually pretty decent. It's fair, it's fun to use, and it's a lot easier on maintaining your accounts. So basically, if you've got an EU, Asia, or CIS or NA account, you'll be able to log in without having to worry to create a PTS account. So as you can see here that the accounts have been narrowed down. In the past that you used to add an account and select in the region here to have PTS, and now PTS is no longer available. If you want to log onto the PTS, it can be demonstrated through here real quick. So I'm logging into PTS, and this is a lovely wallpaper that they always have for the PTS, you know, for different ones. I press spacebar to skip the video intro, which is very handy to do. So hopefully the PTS is available for me to just log in, and I'll show you what the differences are. and I'll explain a little bit more in depth. But while that's happening, we'll explain this a little bit further. So the pre-installation update is always available for you. You can choose to update in advance through the Wargaming Center, which was shown earlier. And basically you can go in the cogwheel setting on the application and actually take it from there. Let me just bring up the Wargaming Center and see the cogwheel. You can get the updates, and you can just customize it to be the max speed to quickly get it updated as soon as possible before you start playing the game. And that is okay. So there will be links of this in the video down below for you to check out in your own time and leisure. Now I think the PTS is now available. So this is what the PTS looks like. You just log on and you can notice that there are some visual effects have been updated already to some degree for the waves. That looks like more, better than before. And you also can go through the tech tree, research the ships you want, and just have fun. Alright, so I will show a little different thing with the gameplay when you log on for the first time, which I will do just for argument's sake. So basically when you log in the PTS or in the live server, so while that's happening, I will explain more detail. So there's a thing going on with a new change that they went through, and that brings us to the next topic, which is called daily rewards. Now, daily rewards was recently been changed. The name has been changed to that from daily shipments. Okay, it used to be called daily shipments since 10.3, but it's been changed. Okay. The name of it pretty much from then. So it's actually pretty nice and convenient. It's been moved underneath the player menu, which is pretty cool. Just understand that you can get some cool rewards like super containers, premium time, resources, doubloons, 7 daily containers. Hey, that's awesome, and these are good examples here. You can actually make a lot of money out of it too. So when I log onto the game, when I log into the game, it usually has the daily rewards. So let me just triple check and see what happens if I do go to it again on the PTS, because I should be able to show you what the daily rewards looks like. But it's actually fun, knowing that it is available to you in the near future. So just by looking at that, in some resources, in-game currency is not going to be an issue for you. Experience points is not going to be an issue. If you take your time playing the game, having fun, it'll be worth it in the long run. So don't worry, folks. Wargaming has done a fantastic job to get to where they are today. So we're just waiting for it to finally load up into the PTS using my EU account. Hopefully it'll be in there shortly. Almost. Hasn't logged in yet, and that's okay. And ta-da! This is what the daily reward looks like. So you come up here, you can click collect reward, and even if you don't do that, it automatically comes in for you. So that's alright, it happens. But this is just basically you log on and ta-da! You got a lot of in-game credits and fun games and to play with these ships again. Just remember that you got the Grand Battle Mode that you can use to play on the PTS. That you can test out the lovely ships and the battlefield or the Satsuma. It looks like a Yamato with a better guns on it, and it's like better than the Shikushima. And then also the Hanover as well too, the German battleship. The German super battleship Hanover has 483mm guns, whereas the Satsuma is 510. But both of them have good perks and good reasons for them. But at the end of the day, it's all about you having fun on the game itself. Now, the one thing I will say before moving on to this topic here, the super battleships should not be in random battles. It should be kept into a separate game mode for the grand battles, which is good. Because like if you had random battles with the super battleships with a maximum of 3 on each side, it's going to be a pain for tier 9 and 10 battles, especially for random battles for players even at tier 8. So I would encourage Wargaming to keep it separate battle mode for that, for super battleships, and just keep random battles fun as it is. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about this is that in the Convoy Mode, game mode, is going to be having a separate mode as well, which is pretty cool. So basically, the idea is that you have a ship that you have to escort, or ships to escort, and on a certain route you have to defend for people to be playing on the defensive team, and the other team who's on the attack team will have to try and destroy the defensive fleet and as well as the convoy. A good example of that reminds me of Leyte Gulf or Operation Aegis, when you're trying to actually destroy the convoy and the ships defending it, and then take the ships away and run away with them. But that's just like, good examples there. Now, the convoy mode is astrometrical. One team escorts the transports and the other team attacks, and then they do a reverse. And vice versa, the team defending wins if it leads at least one transport to the end of the route, or destroys all attacking ships, which makes sense. Just like Operation Raptor Rescue and Operation Aegis, Operation Narai as well. So those are good examples. So honestly, convoys don't need to have a separate game mode. It should be added to the operations list, and maybe adjusted the wording, say operations and convoy mode. That way it ties in everything together, or operations, and then basically convoy game mode will be used as an event or weekly, and basically it rotates with the other operations as well too. Now I know that not many places do play operations, but honestly they need to bring other operations like Operation Cherry Blossom and a few others that they had put on hiatus on the back burner, like taken away out of the game for now, and then should come back. Because if Wargaming can make these things, why can't they bring it back? Now, as you know, Grand Battle Disabling Friendly Fire and other news has been updated on the game for round 2. So, definitely test it out on the PTS, folks. It's fun. Has a Satsuma, awesome ship, as well as the Hanover. Both ships have good perks and disadvantages. The best thing I can say about both ships is that they remind us both of the Kurfürst and Yamato. If you know their weaknesses, it's the same idea with these two battleships. But at the end of the day, they both pack a punch and are good to have fun with. Now, The 9 versus 9 on tier 9 and 10, including super battleships, will have a limit on no more than 3 super battleships per team, which is pretty good. We can be rented. These super battleships can be rented using 10.4 is when we launched. A new temporary resource intelligence reports is required. So, hey, it's great to have. You get some good rewards for this dazzling camouflage and a memorial flag and a grand battle patch, which is these examples here. The characteristics of the warships is in detail, and the fire mechanics is going to be adjusted on the fly here. So basically it's going to be coming down to both ships will have bonuses for range and accuracy, and pretty much it's going to be decent all around when I look at it. The new mechanic will give you a boost in battle, but for maximum effectiveness you'll need to plan your actions and position in advance. Friendly fire will be turned off on allied ships, and that's alright. There's a lot of new changes in here that they've done. Go ahead and check that out and read it. But I will say this though, attack aircraft changes is very nice. So there is a delay when you actually send your rocket planes to attack a target. You have to left click first to initiate the attack, and then once you have your green circle in front of you, ready to initiate to hit the target you want or just ahead of it, left click again to initiate it. Just remember it's about like a 4 to 5 second delay in terms of firing the rockets, and then it could change. But that's the way how I feel at the moment, and it looks pretty decent, given enough time for players on the surface to try and evade the incoming aircraft missiles that they use in this game, which is the rockets anyhow. But honestly, it's a big difference between missiles and rockets. But you know, the way I see it, rocket fire is interesting because the way I see it is that the rocket fire is getting accurate and a lot better than before. The only thing they need to change now in the attack changes of the aircraft is actually one highlight I will make is that whenever aircraft go over an island, they need to change that drastically, because whenever aircraft go over that, the circle just goes way over beyond the horizon, which makes sense, but at the same time that you will miss the ship if you're trying to attack it who is very close to the island. Except if you're a dive bomber, that's alright. If you're a rocket plane, different. That's the only issue I have for fighters. Everything else is all great. Netherlands, the test Dutch cruisers are on the move, so there's going to be a new nation coming out in 10.6. The recruitment process will be renamed to community tokens, so basically that's going to be a helpful thing in the long run. But there's some good camouflages coming up for the Plymouth, Colorado, Constellation, and the Yukon, so go check them out. They all look very nice. But there's also some patches as well, emblems, and super test participants. It's gonna be great. I mean, like in the long run. But here is the biggest thing that I want to show you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the visual changes for the game, and I will say, great job, Wargaming. Great job. So, by looking at this, notice that the wave detail is a lot better than it is in game currently. So, as you can see, the waves look spectacular, where it's a lot wavy and everything, which is fantastic. I'll give you a couple of examples here. So here we go, that this is the wave as it is, you know, pretty detailed. So it's in the weather conditions, but it's gonna look, you know, pretty clear all around. So that's awesome though. Here's another thing as well. Here's a ship, a destroyer, in the middle of sailing through a cyclone weather by the looks of it. The rainfall is pretty cool and high detail, but notice that the waves are hitting on the side of the ship, and the ship was going up and down a little bit here and there, which is actually pretty damn decent. So I think that Wargaming is definitely making a great effort to it, and great job Wargaming, great job indeed. So there are some test ships in the development stages that's going to be updated. I have to admit, there's a lot of parameters going on for these ships. Like the Elbing is going to have a new detectability range reduced to 8.26. Also, Napoli has Sigma parameter increased to 12.15. Shells of ballistics will now decelerate a bit slower. Druid is actually increased battle reload time to 1.9. The tone is actually increased to 10, let's see, not 10, 16 seconds. Okay. Borodino, 31 seconds. Wilma is 8.8 seconds by the looks of it. Yukon 31.5 is reduced to, which is pretty good. De Ruta, the main battery is increased to 8.5. And overall, folks, just understand that this everything you see here always will subject to change. But I will go back to the visual changes real quick. When I have seen these, you know, waves and that going on, this reminds me of this video. So you got a stormy weather, high seas, high waves, everything going on. This reminds me of the storm video for World of Warships. When I saw this cinematic video, look at that. There was like ships jumping over, sailing, splashing water. Look at that, you know. If we had that going on in the game, it's been long time overdue, you know. But we're finally getting it, and I'm really glad that we are finally getting it. So look at that, that's spectacular weather right there. But yeah, when you see like that going on, it should be like that all the way through. It should be. It should be. But yeah, it's just like, you know, long term overdue. It's very much a long time, either way how you put it. But I'm really glad that is coming to that stage right now. So my friends, that is pretty much what's happening in the World of Warships update. So if you're very happy with everything you've seen in the game so far, definitely go check them out in the near future. Basically, that the game has a lot to desire from now on. So pretty much stay tuned for further updates for World of Warships. And I'll see you all in the next stream. And stay safe, my friends. Stay safe.